is your skin refuses to be defined by age. That's why Agency designed Future Formula, a personalized anti-aging formula prescribed by a dermatology provider to treat fine lines, wrinkles, dark spots, and more.
Wow. Don't know where that come from, fam. But anyway, if it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. Make sure after you select notifications, you select all notifications. You got to select all notifications. Let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shout outs to the early birds. I see Justice Shabazz. Appreciate you, Justice. Anthony Jr., what up? That's right. We ain't far away from that meal ticket. Sea Breeze. What's up, Sea Breeze? Yes, sirree. Appreciate you. Patrick Million. What's up, Pat? Chi-Town in the building. Edward Pyfram. What's up, Ed? All right, fam, I'm going in. Let's put up, this is what I want to do, fam. Let's talk about an uncivilized mutt. Let's talk about an uncivilized mutt. I want to, let me get this picture right quick so y'all can see what this uncivilized mutt looks like. There he is. That's what an uncivilized mutt looks like. After killing a woman and wounding her twin sister at a Brooklyn bodega, 20-year-old V.O. Kelly, uncivilized mutt ass, has been captured. I ain't got no problem with that. Lock that sucker up. We got to get these uncivilized mutts off the streets. Going to the store has become an adventure. Just walking to the corner store has become an adventure in neighborhoods all across America because you have uncivilized mutts who do not want to operate within the rules. Uncivilized mutts who know their beans from their cornbread and wouldn't dare touch certain types of people from certain types of groups, but will prey on their own all day long, ain't got no patience, no grace, no respect for their own. This uncivilized mutt killed a girl, a 19-year-old girl, and stabbed her twin sister, all because they rejected his advances. It was something about Samaya. It was something about her that picked up on his energy. Samaya Spain and her sister Sanaya knew that they were dealing with an uncivilized mutt just by checking out his behavior in those short moments that they knew him or that they encountered him. And they could tell by his energy he was an uncivilized mutt. And that's why they rejected him. And because he was an uncivilized mutt, he did not know how to properly accept rejection like millions, hundreds of millions of men all over the world has learned to do when a woman don't want to be bothered with you. I got it, man. It's a shot to your ego. You try to holler at a woman, she ain't paying you no mind. You don't get the response that you want, so you feel some type of way. Sometimes, if you're really unlearned, it might cause you to call them a name, disrespect them. And then, when they disrespect you back, that's where your cutoff is for communication, because you're unlearned, so you don't know how to communicate beyond acting a monkey. You don't know how to communicate beyond rejection. You don't know how to communicate. So you resort to the only thing that your mammy and your pappy taught you how to do. Resolve conflict with fists, guns, and insults, and knives. Let me tell you something, fam. God forbid somebody take me out or I end up with a lengthy prison sentence. But if it was to happen, I would not want something like that on my record. Oh, he got killed because he couldn't accept the rejection of a woman. A woman turned him down and he flipped out. And then a dude, a friend, her daddy, her brother, she popped him up. Or this fool killed a girl. This dummy killed a girl because she didn't want nothing to do with him. So he killed her, and now he's in jail for the majority of the rest of his life. You big dummy. I wouldn't want something like that on my record. You got to be the biggest fool in the world to throw your life away behind something like that. 20 years old. Do you know how diminished you have to be rejected by a woman, then call her names, and then she return the favor and call you names, and now you can't take it? You're so emotionally immature that you can't take it. So you pull out a knife and start sticking her. Who raised you? An animal? Samaya's family members could be heard yelling expletives at the uncivilized Mutt after he had been arrested and he was taking him on the perp walk. Somebody made a threat about harming his sister, which I think is out of pocket, because as far as I know, the sister had nothing to do with his actions. Somebody could have been the same person, made the comment, what would you do? How would you feel if somebody had did that to your sister, stabbed your sister 3 times? How would you feel? I'm going to go out on a limb and say, had that happened to his sister, had some uncivilized Mutt stabbed his sister up for any reason, let alone rejecting him, I'm sure he would have wanted some vengeance. I'm sure he would have lost what little mind that he has left. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So if you think it's cool to stab a woman because she rejects your advances, then you think it's cool for another man to stab your mama, to stab your sister, to stab your woman. Yeah, I said woman because some of y'all be out there doing, doing extra. What a low life. What an extreme low life. They got him, though. They got him. Somebody captured this picture of him on cell phone that night. That's him to the left. They captured a picture of him. Somebody, a family or the friends. For those of you who don't know what's going on, the suspect who stabbed the 19-year-old twins outside a Park Slope bodega early Sunday has surrendered to police. V.O. Kelly, 20, walked into the 78th precinct with his lawyer on Friday for questioning. He was later charged with murder, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon. Police say Kelly, who is not from the neighborhood, spotted 19-year-old Samaya Spain and her twin at a bodega after coming from a party hall down the street. Both rebuked his aggressive advances inside the bodega, which they were known to frequent. A fight broke out as the victims attempted to leave the bodega, and police say the suspect stabbed both women. Samaya was stabbed in the neck and died from her injuries. Her sister was stabbed in the abdomen and survived. Family and friends had been posting his name on social media all week with a photo from a phone camera that caught glimpses of his face that night, asking the public to help the police find him. Now they are thanking the detectives for tracking him down. Yvette Ramos has known the victim's family for decades and was asked to speak on their behalf. Her words, you know what that is for the girl to wake up and say, my sister, I can't call my sister. The family alone will never be the same, no matter how much time he gets. His arrest is a step toward justice for a young woman who was planning to go to college and was getting a late night snack on her way home. Now the family is left emotionally broken. So this is something you can't build back together. He tore the house down. This house cannot be rebuilt. So they got to learn to cope. They ain't got to accept it, but they got to learn to cope with it. Sources say police searched the killer's home and found evidence, including the clothes he was wearing the night of the murder. Makes sense, because it takes a real dummy to do something like that in the first place. So yeah, it would make sense that the dummy had the clothes that he wore on the night of the murder inside of his house. Dummy. He gets into an argument with Samaya and Sanaya, and he ends up stabbing one to death and wounding the other. All of this, and this is crazy, fam, because this is how easily life can be taken away. All of this over a simple rejection. I'm trying to holler. She said she ain't interested. Boom. That's where it should have ended. Right then and there. Stop. Try, hey, what's your name? Not interested. I ain't got no name, whatever she won't say. All right. Go on about your business. A lot of times you can just look at a woman and check out her energy and see if she like you or not. A woman will look at you and let you know if she like you or not. She, there's a certain look that they give you. Yeah, well, might not know the look if you don't really get the look. But a woman will just look at you, and if she give you that smile, and she might walk away because she don't want to appear to be desperate. But she look again, and she, come on, fam. But if you speak to her, and she like you, she gonna be warm towards you. If not, she's gonna be cold towards you. If she's cold, that's your cue. Get the hell on immediately. Save yourself. But no, he let his ego get the best of him. So he continued to put his ego on the line. And when he disrespected him, because see, there's the thing. If a dude try to holler at a girl and the girl don't like the dude and she don't respond in a way that he wants her to respond, if she don't respond affirmatively, then he's at a disadvantage if he tries to continue. He's at an even greater disadvantage if he tries to continue to talk to her. Because now you're risking getting embarrassed, really getting embarrassed. So now what you do is you decide you want to hurl an insult. Now you're really going to get embarrassed because you're the one pursuing the person who don't want to be with you. You're the pursuer. So you're at the disadvantage if y'all start hurling insults, you want to start capping on each other, you're at the disadvantage. You're the one trying to holler at her. She ain't trying to holler at you. You don't want to look desperate. So the easiest thing to do, the best thing to do is just shut it down and move on. If you everything you say you are, if you're everything you think you are, if you really believe it's her loss, why are you standing there arguing and making a fool of yourself? Just leave and go out and be great. Go out and get one better than her. If you're all of that. In fact, if you're really all of that, you can bounce and go out there and do your thing, and perhaps your paths will cross again, and she'll see, yo, I dropped the ball last time. Let me get this guy a shot this time around. Because I've been in situations where I tried to holler at a woman once, or not just a woman, but a few women. But I've tried to holler at a woman, and she was like, she rejected me. And I went ahead on and took it on the chin. I was like, okay. Because see, in my mind, this, fellas, y'all might want to use this one. My greatest defense mechanism against rejection is when I get rejected, I just say to myself, oh, it's her loss. Because I know I'm a good dude. And I know it ain't easy to find a good dude like me. It's not easy. So I already know. More than likely, whoever she ends up with ain't going to be a better dude than me. So in my mind, it's her loss. And if it's her loss, why would I chunk myself? Why would I put myself out there and make myself out of a fool? Why would I disrespect that woman? Why would I continue to even try to holler? I ain't doing none of that. Shoot me down one time and that's all you get. So that's happened to me. So I've done that a few times and I just be going by my business. And I've crossed paths with that woman again. And The next thing you know, when I cross paths with her, I totally ignore her. I act like she don't even exist. I'm not hoping she holler at me or nothing. I'm already past it. And here she comes, trying to holler. Now she's trying to get my attention because she's wondering why. Damn, he shot it down and ain't looked in my direction one other time. Damn, maybe I messed up on that one. You see? Maybe she had time to think about it and whatever she had on the line, on the hook, wasn't working out. So she came back around. Hold on, let me give this guy a chance. He seemed like all right, maybe I had it wrong. And boom, I'm straight in the door. So that's happened a few times. A couple times, I just kept it moving like, nah, I'm good. Actually, more than a couple times. But other times, I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, she finally, and in my mind, okay, she finally came to her senses. I know what I'm working with. It boils down to lack of self-esteem, fam. That's what it's boiled down to. Lack of confidence. That's what it boils down to. These dudes don't have any confidence in themselves. A lot of these dudes, they don't have any self-esteem. And whatever they have is low. Look at this uncivilized mutt. That is what an uncivilized mutt looks like. Look at him. I bet you he wasn't looking like that the night he killed Samaya. Oh, he wasn't looking like that night. Oh, he was feeling himself. Whoo, he was in a rage. Like a monster, a maniac. Like a monster. Now he looked like a monster that's been captured. But when he did it, oh, he was feeling himself. He was the man. Now look at his dumb ass. When he come out, if he ever gets out, all of that black gonna be gray. And he gonna have wrinkles in his face. Take a look at his face. This is your future, you dummy. Anybody out there thinking like this fool, this is what you're gonna look like. This is what you look like when you get captured. All that black on his face gonna be gray if he gets out. If they even let him live out his sentence. When he hit the block, it's gonna be on. Put him in general population, they gonna light his ass up. Oh, that's gonna be great. Think about that, fam. Think about it. The next time they about to hide him. So the next time we see him, oh, that's gonna be great. And he's gonna have wrinkles in his face. That tight skin you see right now, it's gonna be hanging. Dummy. Oh, look at it. He got his head down. Oh, you trying to hide now? Oh, he was so brave that night. He had his head held high. Tough guy. You ever notice how all the tough guys who decide that they want to act like an uncivilized mutt end up in cuffs, no matter how big they are, no matter how many people they kill, they always end up in cuffs or dead, no matter how bad they are. And look who got him. Look who's on the right side of him. A black woman. You think that's by happenstance? Oh no, that's by design. That's by design. Oh, so you want to kill a little young, innocent, helpless black girl. So we're going to put a veteran law enforcement agent who's black, a black woman, to take your musty ass to jail. Cold game, man. Girl ain't even started living her life good. 19 years old. Dead because she refused this uncivilized mutt's advances. He's scared now. Look at him. Look at that face. He's scared now. He know what time it is now. Yeah. He's scared now. Life is over. Whatever he claimed to love, that's over. It's over. When that fool get out of jail, we probably have flying cars. Going into the comments. What's up, King Jess? My holy king. Gary Quinlan, what's up? Aquarius F. Buckhorse DC. What's up, Crystal Clean? What's up, Landra? City Streets TV, what it do? Mark, what up? Alonzo R. Troy Dog. Naomi. What's up, Naomi? Yellow Man. Good evening. Severely yours. What it do? What it do? What it do? That's right, fam. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And when you do subscribe, be sure to hit your notification button. That's the bell next to your subscribe button. Click that notification bell and then click all notifications, all notifications. East Side, what's up, East Side? MD3, the sniper. Black Zeus, what's up, Black Zeus? Demetrius Rousseau, what's up, Demetrius? Chi-Town tapping in. Chi-Town tapping in. April McDowell. Yeah, he's scared now. He's scared now. Eram Rose. What's up, Isaiah? Star Child. That's right. Rejection is a part of life, man. Rejection is a part of life. You got to learn how to deal with it. You know what might be a good idea? If every single person got some training in Hollywood for rejection. I ain't talking about actually becoming a child star. I'm just saying going out there trying to be one and getting rejected every time. Because those people that be trying out in Hollywood, they get so many no's before they get a yes. And they learn how to deal with rejection. They learn how to cope with rejection. I know oftentimes we only hear about the celebrity stars, the big Hollywood stars who blow up and then they implode. A lot of times that's all we hear about. But we don't hear about the literally hundreds of thousands, the millions who have been rejected time and time and time and time and time again, who never really made it to the big leagues, never got any big roles, but they got some lifelong principles, in being experienced on not getting their way all the time. And they went on to live a good life in other sectors of society. So they may not have became a big, Hollywood star, but they became a successful human being because they learned how to process rejection properly. And the thing is, a lot of our young boys are unlearned. They don't know how to process rejection. Nobody told me how to process rejection when I was younger. So when I would go out into the clubs and stuff like that, when I'm talking about when I was really young, 20, 21, 22 at the most. If a girl didn't want to talk to me or whatever, I tried to holler at her. And if she gave me any kind of attitude or something like, or didn't speak or whatever, I would, hurl insults toward her way. I would just hit her with some insults to make myself feel a little better, So I know that type of energy and I know where it comes from. It comes from really having low self-esteem and not really thinking that much of yourself. So I had those moments. A lot of times we think because we're aggressive or because we're domineering that means that we're confident, and that means that that we're masculine. That means that equates to masculinity, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It equates to insecurity. That's what it equates to. So a lot of our young men are unlearned. They don't have daddies to teach them how to deal with rejection. So this is why it's important for all you men out there to talk to your boys and teach them the art of dealing with rejection. None of us like to be rejected. Nobody likes to be rejected. I mean, we don't like to be rejected when it comes to trying to get a job, trying to get a position on the team, trying to start a business and not being able to get that client. We don't like rejection. None of us did. A lot of us, including women, a lot of women don't deal with rejection well. So we have to learn that. Somebody have to teach us that. If we don't already know that, a lot of times we learn later on in life and we figure it out. I had to figure it out, but I almost lost my life before I figured it out. But if somebody would have talked to me and gave me the game and let me know, man, it's a game of numbers. You win some, you lose some. It's more fish in the sea. there'll be another one coming around the corner in 5 minutes. You know, if somebody would have gave me that game, I could have processed rejection a whole lot better. I would have been way better at dealing with rejection. And I could have gotten that information a whole lot sooner. Some people who can't deal with rejection, they didn't live long enough to get the information. So they ended up getting killed. Or they ended up throwing their life away and doing something stupid and going to jail for a gang of years. We have to have these discussions about how to properly process rejection. It is incumbent upon the men to teach men how to process rejection. Some of you right now have boys in the house, or you have boys in other homes that you have some responsibility for. You need to go to them, call them, have that conversation immediately, because it could save them and you a whole lot of trauma and pain. What's up, Gary? Richard Harper. Eric Darden. What's up, Eric? Yeah, a lot of this stuff, fam, a lot of these dudes, the behaviors, it's the same thing we're going on with a lot of these women, unlearned. You know, we like to talk about these Suki Hanas and Dirty Reds. What's the girl name? Sexy Reds. We like to talk about people like that. But who raised them? Better yet, who was responsible for raising them? I submit to you the generation before them. This dude, V.O. Kelly, who raised him? The generation before them. He's young enough to whereas the generation before him and the one before them are both responsible. That's who's responsible. These youngsters ain't got wild like this overnight all by themselves. The generation before them dropped the ball, fumbled the ball, and in fact, when they fumbled the ball got lost. A lot of the youngsters don't even know how to locate the ball. They don't even see the ball on the field. They can't even see the ball on the field. They so lost, they can't pick the ball up. They can't see it. They don't know where it is to pick it up. But the generation before the current generation, every generation before the current generation is responsible for the current generation's condition, because it is our duty to set up the next generation to be better, to set up the next generation to be ready, to be prepared, to be respectful, to be productive, to be loving, to be kind to one another, to have integrity. That's our responsibility to set that up. The generation that's happening right now, that's this current generation, it is their responsibility to make sure that the generation after them is better than them, have a better life, not struggle as much. At this rate, what do you think we're going to end up with? That's why the youngsters in this generation, if they want to have a better life for their own children, they better start checking their homeboys and homegirls. they better start having some balls, enough courage to not go with the pack, to not just be a flunky, not just be a follower. There is reward in leadership. Too much is given, much is required. So it's going to be a little risky at times because a lot of people, they don't like the idea of rules. They don't like the idea of doing the right thing. Whole lot more fun to do the wrong thing. But the consequences are also greater. Joe Delaney, what up? Cherokee Terry. Yeah, fam, I hear you saying the kids today are messed up, but who messed them up? Who was responsible for them not being messed up? Now, I ain't trying to get the youngsters no excuse, because at the end of the day, they got to handle their business like I handled mine. I didn't have it good. I grew up impoverished. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in a neighborhood in a place where you settle conflict with fist, guns, and insults. That's why I grew up. I grew up where walking to the store was an adventure. That's why I grew up. But I knew early on, because I was always reading newspapers and watching TV and just watching how life goes, watching the trajectory of society. And I always came to the conclusion that it don't matter how you grew up. It's a shame, but it don't matter who abused you. If you end up in that courtroom, the judge does not consider none of that when you look like this, especially when you look like this, when that skin color brown. The judge don't consider none of that. You going to prison. You going to death row. That's what's going to happen to you. So I saw that early on. I saw people getting killed early on. So I knew, well, I ain't going to be able to use that as an excuse, because, hey, he came exactly where I came from, and he just got killed and ran over. He got shot and ran over. Nobody's going to sit there and interview you when it's time for payback. Nobody cares about how you grew up. Everybody think their pain is worse than the next person's pain. How many sob stories? If everybody told the judge a sob story, nobody would go to jail. If all you could do is just go before the judge and cry, if everybody could just cry and earn empathy from the judge, nobody would go to jail. Nobody would ever be punished. There would never be justice. So they're trained not to care about none of that stuff. So even if your parents did drop the ball, even if your grandparents, whoever your foster parents, whoever had stewardship over you, even if your teachers dropped the ball, even if your big sister, your big brother who raised you, your auntie who raised you, your uncle who raised you, even if they dropped the ball, at the end of the day, you're still responsible for your own actions. You still are going to be held accountable for your own actions. And that is what I understood as a teenager. I figured that out. And I'm talking about a mid-teenager. I ain't talking about 18, 19. I'm talking about like 13, 14, 15. 13 is early teenage. In fact, that's the first one. God's child, what up? If you hear, if it's a man in the comments blaming women, it's really not a man, it's a male. Because men know that they're going to be held accountable for their actions, and men know that. So men don't sit around trying to point fingers and blame everybody, for, bad behavior. Men put the blame on whoever exhibits the bad behavior, that's who you put the blame on. Point blank, period. Ain't no fall guys. You put it on that person. That's what men do. Now, males are a different story. And it's a lot of males out there. It's a whole lot of them. It's more males than men. Males tend to take on woman-like tendencies. Males have girl in them. P-Town for life. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. DC, what up? Yeah, fam, that's my time. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Samaya, Spain, baby girl. I sure wish that hadn't happened to you. You did not deserve to go out like that. Condolences to the family. Y'all stay strong. Y'all make sure that y'all don't get out of pocket and put yourself in a situation where you can end up in a cell next to that uncivilized Mutt. Be smart. Justice is coming. R.I.P. Samaya, Spain. No more talk.